Hello everyone, this is Dr. Abdul. Today we need to talk about smart drawing and how we apply geometric and parametric constraints. So let's get started. The first thing we have the parametric tab. We need to talk today about geometric and how to make auto constraint. Also, we need to talk about dimensional constraints, how to show them, how to hide them, and how to apply them. Let's give an example first so you understand what it is for. The first drawing here, in this AutoCAD drawing, these two drawings are exactly the same. But what the difference between them? Let's see. The first one on the right, if you click here, just see some objects, some lines, some circles, some arcs. So if you need to make any modification to the line, so you need to do that manually. Let's see the other one, which is exactly the same, but I applied here geometric and dimensional constraints. For example, this is the D1. If I double click on that, as you see now, it is 90. If I make that 60, for example, hit enter, now they are exactly the same size, and everything changed according to the new dimension. How I did that? Because here I have dimensional constraint, and also I have some geometric constraint. Okay, so as you see, the symbols are geometric constraints. I can hide them, I can show them, hide, show some of them if I need. So here I have some buttons to control them. Okay, the other thing, I have the dimensional constraint on the top, as you see here. This is D1 diameter. All of this is dimensional constraint, and also I can hide them or show them. Okay, now if I click on the parameter manager, you see some formulas, and this is the relationship between the dimensions. For example, D1 now is 60, D2 here, if you look at that, is D1, D3 equal D1 divided by 3. Okay, diameter 1 is D1 divided by 3, and this is the backslash is divided. Also here we have diameter 1 is equal diameter 2. Let me take that here. If I click for that, you see that diameter 2 and diameter 1 are equal. So this is the formula. We can change that, as you see here. Diameter 3 is equal diameter 1 plus 10. So this is some formulas that we can change. If I need to change, I double click on it, and I can change the relationship between these variables. Now, let me close that and give you another example. So this is the first example, and we will learn how to do something similar to so you can apply to your drawings. The other example of this mechanical drawing, the first one on the right, has a grips and has nothing other than arcs and circles. The other one on the left has the dimensional constraint, and as you see here, you can change any of the dimensions. Let's say that diameter 1 is changed. I'll make that 3 instead of 2. Okay, now notice that all dimensions will change accordingly, and this is because here we have the parameter manager, and we apply the radius 1 now is a 3. If I make that 2, so I can make that 2. Okay, and here you go. So it's back to 2. Now radius 2 is radius 1, which is the first one, which is 2, multiplied by 3. In this case, wherever is radius 1, radius 2 is radius 1 times 3. So now is radius 2 is 2, radius 1 is 2, radius 2 is 2 times 3, which is 6. Now we can keep these formulas, we can change them, we can modify them by clicking anywhere there. So this is the parameter manager. Now I have here one more drawing. I'll give you this example. The one now here, the one on the left is the regular drawing. I just copied to the right, and here I applied some geometric and dimensional, and as you see here, I can make show all. As you see, these symbols means we have the geometric, and we can hide them. Also on the right, we can show all, and hide all if we need. Show all, this is all the dimensional constraint, and you see again in the parameter manager some relationship like d3 equal diameter 1, d4 equal diameter 1, d5 the same, so all of those are the same measurements. Diameter 1 equal 1. If I change that to 2, for example, okay, let's see here, everything is changed. Also, I can make the modification right from here. So instead of the parameter manager, I can make this 4, let's say, and as you see now, everything is bigger, even that one. Now, if it's too big, I can just make the modification right from here. I'll make that 3, here you go, or I'll make it 2, or 1, or any other dimensions, and as you see the section will change. Both sections or both side views will change according to the top. Now, how to make something like that? Let's make a little exercise together and I will show you what each one means. Let's get started. I'll start with a new drawing. Let's right click on the tab, save as, and we will save it on a place. Now let's give it a name, parametric exercise, and let's save it. So we saved our drawing. Now the next step, what we will do, let's go to the home tab and draw a rectangle. Okay, specify point, let's give it a dimension. I'm gonna make that 12 by, I'll press the tab key and make that 6. Okay, so I made a rectangle 12 by 6. Now after that, I will make another section. You can create layers as well to just put your drawing on the sections. Usually the top of you should be on a layer and you need to create more layers for the sides of you, the elevations. More layers will be more organizing your drawing and that is better. Now what we will do is creating the side view. Okay, just make the side view whatever that dimension and we're gonna change it. Now let's make another one right from here. Okay, also it doesn't matter the width of it, just draw. Now after that, I need to make 3 circles. I'll make a circle right at the beginning here. Okay, now I will copy. I don't care now about like the dimension, how big or small. I just need a circle. After that, I will draw some lines for the sections. Okay, now after that, let's make the current layer, which is the construction layer. Okay, and the close. We're gonna make here some construction layers in the middle coming from the centers. Okay, so from the centers. Okay, now we're ready to apply the constraints. The first thing we need to go to the parametric, and I'm gonna talk here a little bit before I apply it. I need to talk a little bit about these constraints that we have. The first thing that the auto constraint, if you apply it, you click on it and apply on everything, and even if you need to apply for that will create all of these symbols that will have everything that you need. Let's see what that means. I will get that aside a little bit and explain this information. Let's say that I have a line, okay, and another line, random lines, okay. I didn't measure, I didn't get any angles, anything. What I can do, let's move them to another layer so we have them on white. Now, I will go to the parametric and you see, the first one is coincident. If I click on that and I click on the first line, I see this little circle on the left. Now I click on the second line, that will bring line 2 to line 1. Okay, so they will join them together. Let's do that again. Click on that and then click on the first line, then the second will come to it and join it. Let's do it one more time. I bring this one, so that will close it. Now we do have a triangle with joint corners. So this is the first one. Every one you go over it, you see that it has some description. Let's see, for example, the parallel. If I have another line, okay, and I need these two lines to be parallel, I can go to parametric and apply parallel. I'll fix that one, and this one will be parallel. Okay, so here we decide which one should stay in place. We'll select it first. Then we select the second one. Now, I have some of them. This one is horizontal. If I keep that horizontal, watch now what will happen. Okay, so this is horizontal, but those two are parallel, so they will stay parallel to each other. Okay, now if I need to make something vertical, let's pick the vertical and I click on that to make it vertical. Now I have horizontal and vertical. Make sense? We do have several ones. Let's say that I do have a circle. I need this circle to be tangent with the line. So I go with the parametric. I pick tangent, I pick that line, and I pick the circle. So the circle will go back to this line. Let's say what else we have. We have symmetrical. So this is, we'll keep two lines as symmetrical to each other. We need to pick the line of symmetry. Let's go to home. Let's see how that works. I'm gonna draw two lines. Okay, and I will draw a line in the middle, just a line of symmetry. Now if I go to parametric, I pick the symmetric and I pick the first one, the second one, and then select symmetry line. As you see from that, I pick this. Now these two lines are symmetrical. Let's say that I move that line. Watch now, the second one will move at the same thing. So here's some of them. I'm gonna draw another circle. Okay, and I'll go to parametric, and here they will keep two circles at the same center, or maybe more circles, but they will keep them on the same center. Remember, the first circle you select is the one that will stay in place, then the rest will come to it. So let's make the first circle here, and then I choose the second circle, so they will join the same center. Okay, we do have some other things like equal, for example. Equal, if I pick the first one, then the second will be equal, so both lines will be equal. This is lock. Lock means lock it in a place, so do not make changes to it, and this is sometimes helpful, and we will use it today in the exercise. So I talked a little bit in general about them, how we make the geometric. What about the dimensions? We do have several dimensions similar to the dimensions that we have in Annotate, but with the parametric we can control them. The first is linear, horizontal, vertical. Let's make here some linear dimension, and I will pick the first point and the second point. Here's some linear dimensions. I can apply that Also, I can make aligned if I need aligned. Okay, and here you click outside. Now as you see, it's 8. If I need to double click and change that, let's make this 10. Okay, so now I can change that length and everything will stay connected together. If I need to make any formulas relation to each other, I can make that by making linear or aligned. That depends on what you need. And here's D2. Now with D2, as you see now, D2 is 5. But if I make some relationship, like I need D2 to be D1 divided by 2, so backslash 2. So I can make it here and click. Now as you see, if this is 10, this is half. If I make that 10, so if I make this only 10, okay, so that will get smaller. So here you can decide on any formulas to control the relationship between them. You can do the same thing for the diameters. Let's just go out of it. Now, let's put here, what we have here, we have radius, we have diameter also, we have angular. So let's try the radius. If I pick this circle, and this is radius is 2.24, okay? Now, if I pick another one, okay, as you see now, it's 1.46. What about if I need radius 2 to be related to radius 1? So I'll make this equal rad 1 divided by 2. Okay, in this case, if I change radius 1, if I make that 5, both of them will be changed. Okay, so you can pick any formulas. And as you see here, if you click on the parameter manager, all these formulas are created. D1 is 10, this one. D2, as you see here, D2 is D1 divided by 2. So you can change that if you want, if you need to be divided by 3 instead of 2. So you can change that relationship. Radius 1 is 5. And radius 2 is radius 1 divided by 2. If I need to make that changes, I can make these changes from the parameter manager or right from here. If I make that here back to 2, I can just highlight it, override it, and that's all. So you see here the parameter manager. You can change it from here or from the parameter manager. Now, after we did this, let's get back to our exercise. I'm gonna delete this part here and get back to our exercise. As you see here, we do have several icons and symbols around that make the drawing fill with a lot of things. We need to get rid of that. So let's hide all. But since we have them, we know that this is horizontal, this is parallel. We do have several things related to each other. We do have joint, as you see this point here. So we do have joint. If we need to delete any of them, you can delete that, right click and delete, or you can hide. Okay, so you can do that. Otherwise, you can hide all from the parameter hide all or show all. Now, after I did the auto constraint and highlighted everything and hide all, as you see here, now I am ready to make some dimensional. Let's go to linear and do some dimensional here if I need to modify. I can make this linear and also I can make this diameter. So I will start here with the diameter and give this circle diameter. Okay, so this diameter is 2.06. I can make it only 2 if I want, because I didn't measure it at the beginning, but now I can make it 2. Now I can apply this, I can make it equal. So pick equal, and here if I need to make multiple, I can click on multiple, and start with the first one. If you need to keep the first one is your reference, then the other two, then enter. So these 3 circles equal. That means if I change this dimension, I make that 3, so all of them will change at the same time. If I make that back to 2, that will change at the same time. Okay, now what I need to do as well is change this dimension, because these lines, this and this, are coming from the circle. So if the circle getting bigger or smaller, these lines, because they are the side views or the section, so they are related to the top view or the plan view. So we need to get the same lines. Let's control this. The first thing I will do is keep the distance. So let's make a linear, and here I need some distance. Okay, let's make it on the top. So here we need this distance to be diameter 1. So D1, the distance here, equal to diameter 1. Wherever this diameter, they will be the same. Okay. Now I need to make this distance the same thing. So we go to linear. From this point, we need to pick the point that comes with a circle. Okay, we can put it anywhere, down here or down there. So this D2 equal D1. And we will make another one here, linear. Also, I need, be careful here when you pick the dimensions, and this equal D1, which is that line. I have the same thing here. It should be equal diameter 1 or D1, which are the same. So let's make another linear from this point to this point. Be careful about the point, and equal D1, which is the same here with the same diameter. So I'm ready. I'm gonna face here some issue. Let's see what it is. If I double click on that and make it, for example, 3. The issue here that they didn't center. Okay, so it's actually the same radius, the length is the same radius, but they are not coming from the circles. So here we need to make a little bit a trick. Let's undo this. Okay, and we need to make it symmetrical to this line coming from the centers, and that's why I put them. The first thing what we need to do is lock these lines. We don't need to move this line because they are coming from the center of the circle. So I'm gonna lock this, and I will lock this one, enter, lock this one, enter, lock this one. So I locked all the lines that's coming from the centers. Now I will make symmetry. Remember the symmetric here? I will make these two lines symmetrical to the middle line. Repeat, these two lines on the side that's coming from the circles, symmetrical to the middle line. Repeat, enter again, these two lines, this and this, symmetrical to the line in the middle. One more time, these lines on the top, symmetrical to the line in the middle. Now, if I double click on this, let's see if it works. Always we need to test it. Okay, so let's see now. It's working. Let me hide all just to see. The dimension here exactly the same like the diameter. And if I change this one, if I make that 2, okay, so that will make these changes. Now, as I always recommend, you can do that at the beginning as well. You can move them to their layer. Make sure that you draw on layers. Just make sure to put them on the correct layers. Now, before we go, I need to mention here something. We do have something called, I see here, the infer constraints, as you see. If you don't have it below, you can get it from the side, the customization panel, the infer constraint. The infer constraint, when it's on, So whatever you draw, you will have all the geometric constraints. Now you can see here that I had all these lines. Even if I got here, you get some more constraint. So if you have any lines, automatically you will get them. When it is off, when you start drawing, you will not get these geometric constraints, but you can go to parametric and use the auto constraints, pick, and just apply it so you have them. So this is how it works. Now, after that, when you apply this one, you see the parametric that we do have everything there. You can make any modifications right from the parametric manager or right from your drawing. So this is all we've talked today about the smart drawings, how we apply the parametric constraint, the auto constraint, and dimensional constraint, how to use the parameter manager. We can delete constraints. If you need to delete, you can delete constraints, or you can show and hide all of them. I hope you've learned something new today. Thank you for watching and looking forward to work with you again in a new video. Dr. Abdul.